Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about the major changes once again to the 2024 presidential race. Just once again a major turn of events that make this race, look a whole lot different. I don't think that anyone could have expected a few months ago where we would be right now. So obviously on Sunday, Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race, and today it looks basically certain that Kamala Harris will be the nominee. All of her potential competitors have endorsed her, besides Joe Manchin, obviously, but that doesn't matter. And she looks, she has all the endorsements. No one is running against her. And, she is the presumptive Democratic nominee. I forgot about that. State delegations have pledged their delegates to her, and she does have enough state delegations to be the presumptive Democratic nominee. So Harris is the nominee. And we have shocking new polls from today that are going to make a lot of Republicans, I think, pretty worried, because Kamala Harris has taken the lead or tied in many of these polls. A total of 3 polls were released today. One from an A-plus pollster. And 2 of them showed Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump nationwide, and one of them showed them tied. So, this is just really insane, because Kamala Harris was, was for months and months and months throughout this entire election seen as a worse candidate than Joe Biden. Throughout their time in office, Kamala Harris's approval rating has always been lower than Joe Biden's for whatever reason, and she has always polled mostly worse than Biden. Now that has, recovered in the past few days, but today she is now clearly performing better in polling against Donald Trump than was Joe Biden. So Democrats clearly made the right choice here with replacing Biden. And it looks like Kamala Harris can actually win this election. So this is one of the new polls from today. This is from Reuters. And this was the A-plus pollster. And it shows Kamala Harris up on Donald Trump by 4%. Harris at 42, Kennedy at 38, Trump at 38, and Kennedy at 8%. This is just, especially coming from an A-plus pollster, it's just incredible, because, this came out of nowhere. Kamala Harris was performing abysmally in polls, but then, right after she became the presumptive Democratic nominee of the Democratic Party, lots of Democrats, it seems like, or independents too, opened up to her. Became more warm to the idea of a Kamala Harris presidency, because now we are seeing Kamala Harris being a stronger candidate than Joe Biden. And, looking at some more here, and we're going to talk about what this all means. But another poll, this is from Marist College with NPR, has Donald Trump +1 nationwide, head-to-head, but nationwide too. But when you include the third-party candidates, most prominently Kennedy, who it looks like is going to get on the ballot in the vast majority of states, it's tied. And then, one more thing, Kamala Harris's approval rating. Now, this might be the most surprising of all, because this poll, and people aren't talking about this poll enough, but this poll says that Kamala Harris has a favorability rating of 44%, unfavorability rating of 46%. Now, that is a stark contrast with what we have been seeing for, months on end since October or November of 2021, right after they were inaugurated, Biden and Harris. Just a few days ago, Kamala Harris stood at a 51% disapproval rating, 37% approval rating. So that is a clear, stunning improvement just in the past few days. Now, I will also mind you, all of these polls were taken after Joe Biden dropped out and Kamala Harris became the presumptive Democratic nominee. One more thing, Kamala Harris surging in Predicta in the betting markets. She's at 46, Trump at 57. And, goes to show how Democrats are now energized about this campaign. They have raised more than $100 million. They have, the day after Biden dropped out and Harris became the presumptive Democratic nominee, that set a record for the most fundraising in 24 hours. Then the day after that set another record after that first day. So Democrats are clearly energized about this. And what I was saying before, it goes to show how Harris dropping out Biden dropping out, it just really made this whole different race when it comes to how the Democrats feel about this, and how, Biden was it was clear through the campaign that Biden had reached his ceiling in polling. And I think that this is what, was the most convincing thing that made him drop out. But he had reached his ceiling in polling. It didn't really look like that he was going to gain much support. He had been falling and falling and falling throughout the campaign. But as for Harris, it really looks like, and the polling definitely indicates this, is that she was just at her floor. While Biden was at his ceiling, he couldn't really gain much more support. People already had formed opinions of him. Harris was performing worse in polling then, a few weeks ago, than Biden, but that is because she was at her floor. Kamala Harris, less people know her or have a strong opinion of her, and she was just at her floor, and she has so much to gain. She has so much potential support across America that she can gain, as her supporters. And that really is what will lead Kamala Harris to victory, especially if we're seeing her already leading, because she hasn't launched out ads yet. She hasn't done much social media advertising. So, not many people, especially people who might be fond of her if they see ads for her, not many people have formed a strong opinion of her yet. And now the Republicans will race to form it to, make people have an opinion of her. But at this rate, looking at this polling, people, the more people hear about her, the more they like her. It seems like she's running a good, strong campaign so far. It's only been a couple days, obviously, but the fundraising is just insane. So this race completely changes again. These are shocking, truly shocking polls that do show Kamala Harris winning. I know that sounds insane because she was supposed to be weaker than Biden, but these polls show her winning the 2024 election.